snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday. And this time, last podcast was on Dark Ascension, and the podcast before was on Innistrad. So we have to finish off this podcast block with Avacyn Restored because we're just doing podcasts on the Innistrad block. That's why we're doing all those podcasts. And yeah. And when you just open the Hell Vault, you find this podcast. Very cool. Avacyn Restored is more of a set of Commander, not a modern Legacy Pop or whatever set. Like, you know, Innistrad and Dark Ascension were both powerful sets for modern, sometimes even Legacy. There are a few Pauper staples as well. Even Commander had some cards. And Avacyn Restored might have been, like, Avacyn Restored was mainly for Commander. Just Commander staples and stuff. Like, well, excluding the cases of Guilds of Ravnica, which got banned from Commander and is only played in Modern and Legacy. Yeah. Well, so yeah, let's get right into the podcast. Starting off with number 20. We've got Appetite for Brains. Appetite for Brains is a card which you might be saying it's similar to Inquisition of Kozilek, or opposite even. Like, Appetite for Brains is 1 black sorcery. Target opponent. Oh, look. Hi, Liz. How are you? Welcome back. So yes. So yeah, Appetite for Brains is a 1 black sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a card from it with converted mana cost 4 or greater, and exile that card. Inquisition, on the other hand, is a sorcery. Yes, it's a sorcery, not an instant. That's the only part that's not reflected. It says target player, not target opponent, but why would you target yourself though? Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it with CMC 3 or less. That player discards the card. So instead of 4 greater, 3 or less. Instead of exile, you discard. Yeah. Kinda good. Well, yeah. Inquisition of Kozilek OP. Appetite for Brains just for Commander. It's a friendly card. Like, it's not as powerful as the Inquisition itself, but yeah. Appetite for Brains is decent. Heading on to card 19. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. So yeah, card 19 is Mist Hollow Griffin. So yeah, Mist Hollow Griffin was actually the first creature to be able to come back from exile. So yeah, Mist Hollow Griffin, 4 mana 3/3 Griffin. With flying, you may cast it from exile. Yes, very good. It's a very good card. Like, you combo it with stuff like Serum Powder, also Serum Powder, Force of Will, anything that exiles. Like, come on, like sometimes, like Xianxei and Back from the Brink, which are part of the same block, did combos with Mist Hollow Griffin. Food Chain makes an infinite with Mist Hollow Griffin, giving you infinite blue mana and also an infinite storm count. Well, yeah, that blue mana can only be spent to cast creatures. That's the thing. So, well, yeah. You might as well, with the food chain, infinite blue, use all that mana, cast an infinitely big walking ballista, shoot everyone to death. Yes, that's funny. Also, Miss Hologriffin might as well be the best card you could exile with Force of Will. Yes, there is this other card in Fate Reforged. It doesn't get cast from exile, but if you pay a different amount of mana, like you pay some generic mana and then some Golgari mana, like basically green black hybrid, you can bring it back from exile into the battlefield. And it was also blue, so that you could exile with Force of Will or Miss Hologriffin. So you just use Force of Will / Force of Negation, exile Miss Hologriffin, and then you can cast it back. Serum Powder. Exile a hand full of Miss Hologriffins and Squeeze, and sometimes even Eternal Scourges. And what I just recently mentioned, you could exile a hand with all of that, and wow, that's a lot of card advantage. Hola, Idorka. ¿Cómo estás? Okay, yeah. So yeah, also you could do. So Xianxei was a card from Dark Ascension. It wasn't good enough to be in the top 20, but it does a combo with the Miss Hologriffin, like because Xianxei says at the beginning of each upkeep, you may exile a creature from your graveyard to then create a token that's a copy of that creature, and the token gets exiled at end of turn. So yeah, it could like you could literally like retrieve those Miss Hologriffins back. Like it's in the graveyard, you don't know how to bring them back. Okay, it's out them. You might as well have a copy as a blocker. Somehow give it haste to then attack this turn. Yeah. Also, back from the brink, you could just exile Miss Hologriffins and pay 4 mana to then create from your graveyard to then just create copies of Miss Hologriffins. Gracias. Muchas gracias. So yeah. So like you could just make tokens of Miss Hologriffin and even bring it back. Like it's so good, Miss Hologriffin. It makes lots of combos, although it only stands at 19 compared to the rest of the cards, which are much more powerful. Because Miss Hologriffin at that time was OP. It was like ultra OP. It's still OP, but Red has a Miss Holo because of Squee, which can be cast from exile and from graveyard. Colorless also has a Griffin, which is the Eternal Scourge, which is colorless, but yeah, it can be cast from exile, but it has a phantasmal effect. Well, like it kinda has it, but not really. Like when it becomes a target of spell or ability, he gets exiled, but you can cast it back. That's the thing. So yeah. Also you could use blue green or blue Simic / Golgari / Simic / Demir / Golgari / Sultai / green / black also had a Miss Hologriffin because of that blue card that you could just pay Golgari mana to bring it back from exile from Fate Reforged. Like I don't remember the name though, but yeah. So yeah, that's card 19. Heading on to card 18. We've got Avacyn Devil. Avacyn Devil is a it was a card very good in burn, like, and also works very good with Pelt Collector. Avacyn Devil is 1 red creature devil with when Avacyn Devil enters battlefield, any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to him or her. If a player does, sacrifice Avacyn Devil. So yeah, Avacyn Devil is a very good card. Like, either it's 1 red for an enhanced spike, or it's 1 red for an undercosted 4/3. Yes. Of course, everyone prefers an undercosted 4/3, but sometimes, unless if you're the Pelt Collector player, you just want the enhanced spike. Enhanced spike is good. Like, well, yeah, there's similar cards to Avacyn Devil, like Browbeat, Book Burning, Risk Factor. Yeah, because Browbeat is 3 mana sorcery. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. If no one does, target player draws 3 cards. So yeah, you could literally so 3 mana to draw 3 unless someone just takes 5 damage. So that's an undercosted lava ads. Yeah. Or an undercosted what is target player draw 3 cards? What is the target player draw 3? What card could do target player draw 3? Let's see. Oh wait, what? Oh, that was. Oh, that was just my Alexa somehow. Whoa. I'm actually quite not sure what could be. Well, yeah, it could be like, you could say it's a compulsive research without the discard downside wave. Some of you might think, what's the downside in discarding cards? You might as well like discarding cards, so you might not consider it a downside. But yeah, like risk factor as well is like it's similar, because like risk factor, you could like it's an instant instead of being a sorcery, and like literally well, yeah, if lava acts as an instant, then it will deal 4 damage. So yeah, instead of 5. So yeah, I mean, a risk factor will be a similar effect to Browbeat, but yeah, as well. And but the thing is that with risk factor, instead of being like an undercut, no downside compulsive research, it could be considered undercosted curiosity harmonized. Well, unless if you're that vintage player who likes treasure cruise, ancestral recall, yeah, that kind of stuff. Also book burning could have a similar effect. Like, for 2 mana, it could be considered like undercosted, overpowered lava ats, or undercosted. What was that card which was 6 mana to deal 6 damage to our opponent from our station? Because Yeah, there was this card that did that. I think I managed to get that card in Russian during an unboxing premiere. But yeah, uh, if no one takes sits damage, an opponent mills sits. Oh, I got it. What's that? So yeah, uh, so and if it's not a sits damage, it's sits mill, which is practically underpowered, mind sculpt slash glimpse the unthinkable. You could say that, but yeah, for book burning. But Vetsing Devil's a good card. It's always very good, and it makes a great combo with Pelt Collector, and yeah, Pelt Collector, very good. Now to card 17. Ah, muchas gracias. So yeah, okay. Card 17, we've got actually two cards, which make a funny mirror somehow. Yeah, like it's basically a mirror. Like there's Harvester of Souls and then the Soul of the Harvest, which yeah, it's a funny mirror. Yeah, like Harvester of Souls is a 6 mana 5/5 demon with Death Touch. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may draw a card. So yeah, when creatures die, you draw cards. And Soul of the Harvest is 6 mana 6/6 elemental with trample. Not saying that an elemental is the opposite of a demon. Trample's not the opposite of Death Touch. Like probably the opposite of Death Touch would be uh Last Strike, honestly. If I was to say real mechanics, like the opposite of Death Touch would be Last Strike. Last Strike would be the opposite of First Strike, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it's hard for a creature of Last Strike to kill the enemy creature when dealing damage. Anyway, there's only two creatures, well, actually three, that have the Last Strike. There's like the extremely slow zombie. There was one of the 6 variants of Garbage Elemental had Last Strike, and there's Three-Headed Goblin which had Triple Strike. So yeah, it dealt First Strike, Normal, and Last Strike damage. But yeah, and whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. So Soul of the Harvest wants the creatures to enter, and a Harvest of Souls wants the creatures to die. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, it's a funny mirror, even in like also in the as well as the effect and the name as well. It's kind of like a mirror, like Harvester of Souls and Soul of the Harvest. Ahora, Virales. Yeah? What's that? Okay, so seems that I actually have a viewer on Twitch. Cool. Okay, so yeah. The yeah, it's a funny mirror, very cool, and they're very good in Commander. Like, I'm actually surprised how Soul of the Harvest was actually reprinted in 2016 Welcome decks. So, and it's very good in Commander. Like, it's played in the Elementals tribal deck, Soul of the Harvest, because you always need to draw cards. Harvester of Souls is played in Hauntify Tower decks, sometimes even Scarab God decks. It's very good. Card advantage is always key. Did you know that draw a card is the second best free word of MTG? Yes. And can you guess what's the third, the best free words of MTG? Counter target spell. Or you could say deal 40 damage. That could be. But you don't know what comes next. Like, it could be deal 40 damage to you. Oh no, that's bad. Or deal 40 damage to a creature. Like, hey, that's a kill. Or deal 40 damage to the opponent. Like, hey, look, that's an elimination. There we go. Now to cards at Steam. We've got Thunderous Wrath. Thunderous Wrath is a 6 mana instant, deals 5 damage to any target, and has a miracle for 1 mana. You're like, eh? Okay. Well, yeah. Thunderous Wrath is very good. It's played in Legacy, in the mono red burden deck. Like, if you're lucky, you just like cast it for 1 mana. Sometimes in late games, you just want to top deck the right bolt, and hey, look, you top deck the Thunderous Wrath, and that's 5 damage, and that doesn't even set off any Eidolons or Pyrostatic Pillars. So you just go ahead and deal 5 damage to any target, and that's just a lot. And there's 4 in the burn deck, so miracling all 4 of those would basically mean a kill to your opponent. Well, that's unless if they use Force of Wills, which that's very common in Legacy. And yeah. By the way, I actually won a match using Thunderous Wrath in Legacy at a Legacy FNM tournament at Battlezone. You could just check out this video after this podcast. It's very cool. It was just me versus Natter, and I just managed to miracle Thunderous Wrath. He was at 8. He had no blockers. I was at 3. I top decked Thunderous Wrath. I miracled 5 damage at him. I attacked him with. I had Eidolon on the battlefield. Yeah, I attacked him with Eidolon for 2 damage. So he went to 1, and then he had Volcanic Island on the battlefield, so that was enough to pop him off for 2 damage. That killed him, and that set me to 1 HP, and I won. Because Thunderous Wrath does not set off Eidolons. Remember that. It's 6 mana. Wait, what? 6 mana? Yeah. It's 6 mana. Although you're casting it for 1. 6 mana. And you go like... Also, if you were to... if it's turn 1 and you were on the draw, and you just top deck Thunderous Wrath and like, hey, look, miracle. And oh no, I don't have the red. Hey, there's Simian Spirit Guide. Remember, exile Simian Spirit Guide and then add a red to then miracle that Thunderous Wrath. Because you have to cast the card during the moment. You have to cast it during the draw step. That's how miracles work. It's OP, Thunderous Wrath. It's very powerful, and it won me some games. Yeah. I never managed to turn 1, I never managed to turn 1 Miracle Thunder's Wrath with a Simian Spirit Guide. I once drew Thunder's Wrath as a turn 1 Miracle, but I couldn't exile to cast exile Simian to then cast it. That's the thing. That's the weak part. Not having the Simian and then having to top deck Thunder's Wrath in turn 1. But yeah, Thunder's Wrath is a powerful card. It's OP in a burn deck. Just normally Lightning Bolt would be better. Also the new London Mulligan, and if you mulliganed, you somehow find a Thunder's Wrath in your mulligan hand, set it to the bottom, and because you do not need it in your main hand, you only want to get that card when you draw it as a miracle. Yeah. And yeah, it literally took a miracle to win that legacy match at Battlezone. Yeah. Now to card 15. We've got Tybalt, the Fend-Blooded. Tybalt, yes, he's a Planeswalker, but he isn't really one of the best cards in the set. So, well, yeah, he is good. Tybalt might have been the worst Planeswalker in the storyline, I think. Well, he was in War of the Spark. He just came to Ravnica the same reason Ob Nixilis came to Ravnica, just because they wanted to do random acts of cruelty somehow. So yeah, Tybalt is 2 red for 2 mana planeswalk for 2 red for 2 loyalty legendary planeswalker Tybalt. That's on average. Draw a card, then discard a card random. So yeah. You're just doing like burning inquiry divided by 3 only to yourself. That's basically a +1, but it can be good sometimes. -4, it just wrecks a Locust God deck. Literally deals damage equal to number of cards in entire player's hand to that player. Whoa, what in the world? That's OP. That's a powerful -4. -6, steal all creatures onto end of turn, untap them, they have haste onto end of turn. Yeah, it's good. And by the way, do you want to get a free code? Like and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, Tybalt was basically the cheapest planeswalker until Modern Horizons. Or in mana, I mean, like, until Modern Horizons, Random 6 has appeared as a 2 mana 3 loyalty legendary planeswalker Ren. That's above average. +1, bring back a land from your graveyard to hand. -1, deals 1 damage to any target. And -7, you get an emblem with your instants and sorceries in your graveyard have retrace. So basically, it's like retrace is a very powerful mechanic. Like it literally means you whenever you cast this, like you can cast it from your graveyard by discarding a land card. So it's better than Jumpstart. Probably better than Jumpstart, Flashback, yeah, and all those mechanics. And yeah, and what's good is that with those lands you discard, you could just retrieve them with Ren's +1. And yeah, and Ren's suddenly became the most expensive card in Modern Horizons. It used to be Urza, but now it's Brennan Stitz. foil ores are still more expensive than foil Renin sits. That's the only difference. But yeah, WarSpark introduced a new Tybalt as well. So there's Tybalt Rakish Instigator, which is a 3 mana 5 loyalty legendary planeswalker Tybalt that's above average. Your opponents can't gain life. -2, create a 1/1 devil with dice equals 1 damage to any target. I actually made a token which was that. Yeah. It's cool. It's just I use the token for the pre-release. Also, I use it when I play standard sometimes. I run Tybalt in my sideboard against those control decks. And yeah, Tybalt is very good. Yeah. It's a very good card. Some people actually wanted to ban Tybalt from standard. Like, why? Like, first, people wanted to ban Rampaging Ferocidon. So decided to ban Wizards decided to ban Rampaging Ferocidon. But then people wanted to unban Rampaging Ferocidon. But then Wizards decided to instead make another Tybalt instead of unbanning Rampaging Ferocidon. And then it was very powerful. All of a sudden, people want to ban Tybalt. I don't know, like many people saying in Modern, ban Hogak, ban Faithless Roofing. Like, what is with those people wanting to ban Hogak? Like, it's not even that powerful, anyways. Like literally, a burn deck could obliterate Hogaks. And yeah. By the way, there's another Legacy tournament this weekend, which is cool. Yeah. Let's head back to the podcast. So yeah, now heading to card 14.
RenderForest.com.
We've got Killing Wave. Simply, Killing Wave is just a card played in Commander. It's X and a black for each creature its control sacrifices it unless he or she pays X life. It's very good. Just remember, it will affect you unless if you don't have any creatures, but yeah. It's a powerful wipe. You just be killing lots of creatures. Or sometimes having your opponents pay the life, so that's a lot of damage as well, just killing creatures. Yeah. It's a very good card. It's right in Commander. Many Commander decks run it like it could be like a 2 mana damnation or 3 mana damnation. That's the thing. Very good. It can even eliminate indestructible creatures sometimes. Wait. What? Why head? Not necessarily headsproof creatures, protecting free good creatures. Of course, normal board wipes could eliminate those, but yeah, indestructible creatures die to Killing Wave. Like, yeah, that's right. Like, you pay a big amount of mana and you could just eliminate those Ulamogs that want to destroy everyone. Yeah, it's a very good card. Of course, you could be trying different stuff, like you could try Merciless Eviction, that it's also creatures or all artifacts or all enchantments or all planeswalkers, but yeah, Killing Waves is a good choice. Heading on to card 13, we have we've got Entreat the Angels. And you want to get a free code? Like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah. So yeah, Entreat the Angels was actually a good card, especially for an Aminatu deck. Like Aminatu always like the fake draw is a +1, so you just be miracling everything every time, like, because Amulet 2 +1 draw a card, then send a card from your hand back on top. Also makes combos with Brainstorm, sometimes Ponder, Preordain, Opt? No, not Opt. Well, yeah. Entreat the Angels is like double edge free white sorcery. Create edge 4/4 angels with flying. Yes, Miracle for edge double white. Yeah, I think it was part of cycle with Entreat the Dead and different entreats, I think. Okay. Yeah, Entreat the Dead and what other entreats are there? Is it just Entreat the Angels and Entreat the Dead? Oh, so it's just Entreat the Angels and Entreat the Dead. And guess what? Entreat the Dead was not even from Avacyn Restored. It was just a card introduced in the Amulet 2 commander deck. So don't expect getting an Entreat the Dead from an Avacyn Restored booster. Like, well, yeah, they're hard to get. I managed to open one though. I think I opened 2 actually. Well, yeah. It's a very good card as well. A similar card which might be worse than Entreat the Angels is Decree of Justice. It's double edged 2 and 2 white sorcery. Create edge 4/4 angels with flying, and it has cycling for 2 white and edge. And when you cycle, create edge 1/1 soldiers. The Decree of Justice, not anything like it's not like Archfend of Ifnir or the or other cards that have synergies with cycling or discarding. Yeah, it's not like those, of course. Like, it's a sorcery. It's not permanent. Like, only permanents have stuff like that. Like seriously. Yeah. Now let's go to card 12. We've got Slayer's Stronghold. It's just a land with tap for colorless and Boros tap. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste until end of turn. Very good. It's played in many Titan amulet decks in modern, I think was that? Yeah, I think so. There's Titan amulets. Not sure if sometimes Titan Shift. No, Titan Shift only goes with Valakutes and stuff. Well, yeah, I think Titan Amulet runs Slayer Stronghold. Like, it's like some sort of Naya deck? I don't know exactly. Like, I've seen more Titan Shifts than Titan Amulets. That's the thing. Titan Amulet isn't really that common. It's more of Titan Shift than Titan Amulet. And also Ponza uses an Inferno Titan, not the Primeval Titan. Like, Primeval Titan is banned in Commander. Like, why did they ban it? How did they ban it? Like it was like some sort of illogical banning that they did. Like, seriously, how is Primeval Titan banned in Commander when Omniscience isn't? Or Necropotence. Like, Necropotence is much more powerful than that. Soul Ring as well. Like, seriously. Of course, they would never ban Soul Ring from Commander. Like, come on. If they ban Soul Ring from Commander, it'll be the end of the world. Probably. Yeah. And yeah, the thing is that Soul Ring was like always reprinted in Commander, like, because yeah, Soul Ring is very powerful for the format. 1 mana to get 2 mana. Very good. Too bad it's banned in the Oathbreaker format. Like, seriously, why ban Soul Ring from Oathbreaker when it's unbanned in Commander? I don't know. Somehow, Gitassian Progress is Oathbreaker legal. I did not know that. I actually thought it was banned in Oathbreaker as well. Gitassian Pro, but no. Gitassian Pro is not banned in Oathbreaker. So go ahead. Use a Gitassian Pro in Oathbreaker and also use it in Commander. If you're that vintage player, go for it. Use the Gitassian Pro. Because Gitassian Pro has been banned in lots and lots of formats. Like, Dig Through Time was. Like, seriously. Gitassian Probe started off being restricted in Vintage. Then got banned in Modern. Then got banned in Legacy. Then it got banned in Pauper. Wow. And now, where next? Oathbreaker? I think so. But, well, yeah. Dig Through Time had a similar story. Like, Dig Through Time was immediately OP, like Treasure Cruise was. So it got banned in Modern and banned in Legacy. Not Treasure Cruise though, banned in Vintage. Restricted in Vintage. Well, not the Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise did not get restricted in Vintage because of Ancestral Recall. That was more powerful. And then they decided for like Dig Through Time. I'm not sure. Treasure Cruise as well. It got banned in Oathbreaker as well. Just not Commander, because Commander's a 100 card format, not 60. Well, yeah. Well, you could think differently if you're that Battle of Wits player. Who plays Battle of Wits anyway? Like, seriously, like Battle of Wits is just a very strange win con. Like, seriously, 5 mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have 250 cards in your library, you win. It, like, even running 4 of the card in a 300 card deck is even hard to get, even if you're using 4 Enlightened Tutors, 4 Mystic Tutors to get the Enlightened Tutors, Idyllic Tutors to get the Battle of Wits, or even using stuff like what was it? Oh, Demonic Tutor to just search Demonic Tutors and Vampiric Tutors to search for the Battle of Wits. Really? Why? In the past, it was actually possible to, like, literally use you know that there's this, I think it was Bonsar of Ulamog, like, literally, for 20 mana, you could cast any number of Eldrazi's from outside the game for free until end of turn. Like, well, yeah, it got reduced to only sideboard, but in the past, you could just, like, cast 150 Emrakuls, or like 200 Emrakuls, to then take 200 extra turns, shuffle them each into your library, and in Battle of Wits to have 250 cards in your library? I think, yeah. But no, that's not possible anymore. You could just get 4 Emrakuls and just 11 other Eldrazi's. Maybe all its dust as well. To then just take 4 extra turns and, like, just shuffle 3 cards into the deck. But no, that's not how it works. Oh, yeah, that's how it works, what I said recently, but before, that's not how it works now. We're actually still in Slayer Stronghold, yeah. Now to card 11. And we've got Alchemist's Refuge. Alchemist's Refuge is another utility land. Like Innistrad block had a cycle of utility lands. There's many, and there's like, was it like 5 or 6? I think there's 6 in Innistrad, but then they made 2 more for Dark Ascension and 2 more for Avacyn Restored. Like, yeah, it was powerful. Those utility lands, like Merlin Haunt was also good. Vault of the Archangel was good. Yeah. Well, Alchemist Refuge is a land with tap 4 colors, and for Simic tap, you have the Vedalken Orrery for 1 turn. What? Vedalken Orrery for 1 turn? That's, oh yeah, literally, it's kind of like if you had a Leyline of Anticipation, but only for the turn, like not permanently, like you only get to flash stuff for 1 turn, the turn you activate. Yeah. Do you want to get a free code? Like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, and also you can to see what code you want. Remember, just private message me in Instagram or whisper me on Twitch. Like, well, yeah. Remember, if you want to whisper me on Twitch, you could just follow my Twitch channel first, and then you just whisper on Twitch. And by the way, anyone who hasn't already, remember to like and subscribe and follow. And if you do that, there's going to be a cool notification. By the way, YouTube spectators, I've introduced some new commands on the stream bot, so you can just see all the commands by putting !commands, or just put !MH1, and then you get a draft pack of the day, which was actually one of a booster I actually opened on my channel. Yeah, it's in. You can just check it out after the podcast. Yeah, just try commands to see all the commands. Yeah, you can just see all the commands with this command. Yeah, it's a Streamlabs cloud bot as well. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, try those codes. Try those commands. Not the codes. Like, well, you want to get a code for MTG Arena, you just put !code and you just get the MTGA code of the day. Yeah. But Alchemist Refuge is a good card. Yeah. Now to card 10. We've got Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls is a land that says, as it enters battlefield, choose a creature type. Tap to add a colorless, and tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, but spend it only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type, and that spell can't be countered. So yeah, there's a new version in Ixalan, which was worse. Of course, it was worse, and yeah, literally has all the same properties as Cavern of Souls, except the part that says it can't be countered. So spells can still be countered by unclaimed territory, but Cavern of Souls stops them from being countered. That's why some Eldrazi decks in Legacy would use Cavern of Souls and not unclaimed territory, because unclaimed territory does not help. It's just Cavern of Souls, the one that helps. Yeah. That's the thing. Cavern of Souls was originally a rare, and then it was always being a mythic. Like, it was first reprinted in Modern Masters and Modern Masters 3 actually as a mythic, and then it got finally reprinted in Ultimate Masters as a mythic as well. So if you ever wondered what was inside the Hell Vault, it was Live Podcast Tuesday 64. Well, basically this podcast. Of course. That, yeah. See? Yeah, Cavern of Souls is very good. Played in humans, spirits, slivers. Wait, slivers? Not, I think so. I think it was played in slivers. Was it? Was it played in slivers? Yeah, I think it was played in slivers. Yeah, many tribal decks. Also, it's played in Commander for the Vampires tribal, Elemental tribal, any tribal deck. Basically, it's played in any tribal deck. Just not Scout tribal. There's no such thing as Scout tribal. There's no Scout Lord. Not even Golos managed to become a Scout Lord. I actually wanted to build a Scout tribal once, but nah. Even, like, seriously, there's no point of making a Scout tribal deck with Golos as the commander. Better do a big thing commander deck with Golos as a commander. Now to card 9. Oh wait, what? Hey, I did forgot to do the animation. We've got. Oh wait, what? Hey, wait. Hang on a moment. Okay. 9. And it is Terminus. Terminus. A 6-mana sorcery. Put all creatures onto the bottom of their owner's libraries. And has Miracle for 1 mana. And it's a 6-mana sorcery. So yeah, it's similar to Thunder's Wrath because of the mana cost. Just instead of being an instant, it's a sorcery. Instead of being common, well, actually, well, yeah, it was originally uncommon, reprinted as a common, and it's a rare instead. Yeah, and it has Miracle. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. With the Terminus. Yeah. It's very good. Like, it's a board wipe for 1 mana sometimes. Otherwise, you just cast it for 6 mana. Mainly commanders. Some modern control decks played Terminus. Like, as a board wipe. Like, Jeskai Control played Terminus. Yeah, it's very good. Terminus. You just wipe everything out to the bottom. Just be careful of those Grenzo commander decks, which can easily get those back, or basically any shuffle effect could just scatter them around the library and just get them back to the top. So try shuffle your own deck or stop your opponents from shuffling your deck. Remember that, or just use this with Grenzo. Like, if you're somehow doing a Mardu deck and you run Grenzo in it and Terminus, go ahead. Terminus, then cast Grenzo, bottom mill them back. Boom. There we go. Heading on to card 8. Gold. we've got Sigarda, which is a 5 mana, 5/5 legendary angel with flying hexproof, and spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents. Yeah, very good, Sigarda. Then in the start, Shadow Server in the start, they made another Sigarda, which is Sigarda Heron's Grace, which is 5 mana, 4/5 legendary angel, flying. You and humans you control have hexproof, and for 2 mana, exile a card from your graveyard. You could just pay 2 mana and exile a card from your graveyard to create a 1/1 human soldier. Yeah, it's very good. Both of those, but what I'm talking about is Sigarda. Like, literally, Sigarda, you just protects you from sacrifice effects, like a killing wave, for example. It will protect you from a killing wave, or also anything that says like any Liliana's Triumph effect / Edict or something. Yeah, you'd be immune to that. Yeah, very good, Sigarda. Both Sigardas, but mainly Sigarda Host of Herons. So yeah, what you might be wondering, what came out of the Hell Vault? Not this podcast, though, of course. What came out was actually Sigarda, Bruna, Gisela, Avacyn, Grizzlebrand, and unfortunately, no Craterhoof. Like, I actually thought Craterhoof was came out of the Hell Vault, but no, Craterhoof was never in the Hell Vault. Like, seriously, Craterhoof must have been in the Hell Vault. Like, it's one of the most powerful cards in there, in the set. Now heading on to card 7. We've got Bruna, Light of Alabaster. It's played in those enchantment decks, like for example, you could use it in an Estrid deck. Like, you just attach lots of auras onto Bruna very easily, reattach. Like, yeah, it's very powerful. If you're doing an enchantments deck, like, you could just pass all those auras onto Bruna, like, and then just attach lots of auras for free from your hand. Like, you just play in an Estrid deck / or you could also use it in if not Estrid, you could use 2 Vasa as well. Like, you could just play Bruna, and you could just steal all of those auras your opponent uses to improve their creatures, put it onto Bruna. Those creatures that might die soon, just reattach them onto Bruna. Also, you could use you could just drop Mythic Proportions and Eldrazi Conscriptions and many powerful auras from your hand onto Bruna. Yeah, that's a 6 mana 5/5 with Flying and Vigilance. And it attacks or blocks, not just attacking, like also blocking to just reattack some auras. Also from graveyard, even like any fallen auras, like for example Totem Armors or Daybreaks and stuff. They could be reattached onto Bruna. Yeah, that's the thing. Very good, Bruna. And that's that Archangel was reprinted in the same set, and Bruna's practically strictly better than Archangel, which Archangel is just a 7 mana 5/5 with Flying and Vigilance. How did Archangel get reprinted in a Commander Precon deck? But like, why do they want to reprint Archangel in Avacyn Restored? It's not like if it was a Serra Angel or something. Like, Well, yes, better than Zero Angel. Currently, there is Archangel Avacyn, which I managed to be the first one in the Middle East to pull off Archangel Avacyn from Shouts of Innistrad. Yeah, you could just check that video out on my YouTube channel as well. Yeah, you just check it out as well. So yeah, there's this other Bruna which was from Eldritch Moon. It's 7 mana, 5/7 Angel Horror. With when you cast Bruna, you may return target angel or human from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has to be a creature though. Like, if there's any tribal shapeshifter permanent, nope, you can't bring it back. Like, why? Like, and it has flying vigilance. Yeah, that's also practically strictly better than Archangel Bruna. Yeah. Still. Yeah. Bruna's a very good card. Heading on to card 6. We've got Tamiyo. Tamiyo is a 5 mana 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker. Tamiyo with +1 freeze a permanent. Wait, what? Tap. Well, yeah, you tap it and it doesn't untap. Next untap step. So you just basically freeze a permanent. And -2, borrow 100,000 arrows. What? Yes, literally. -2 is borrowing 100,000 arrows. Practically, that's the -2. But the thing is that with borrowing 100,000 arrows, you have to do it from your opponent's tapped creatures. Tamiyo can be used on your own tapped creatures. So if you're using the Locust God and you have lots of insects tapped that they attacked, next turn you could just tap. The same turn you could just -2 Tamiyo, draw a lot of cards, and you get those insects back. Well done. -8, you get an emblem. If you have no maximum hand size and whenever a card is put in your graveyard from anywhere, you may return it to your hand. Very good. Like, anything that hits your graveyard, you get it back. And like, so you get anything that lets you take extra turns and would go to your graveyard, get back to hand. Like time warps, time walks, many things. Temporal manipulations, time stretch as well. You just take lots of extra turns and yeah, infinite turns. Also, you could use stuff like Glimpse the Unthinkable on yourself to draw 10 cards for 2 mana. Why in the world? That's more than... It's more than casting 2 Ancestral Recalls, which, by the way, casting 2 Ancestral Recalls is impossible because it's restricted in Vintage, and that's the only format you can play it in. Yeah. Practically. Yeah. But still, Tamiyo is a very good card. It was then, like, Tamiyo started off just blue, then Tamiyo got reappeared in Eldritch Moon as a banned planeswalker. Yeah. And then Tamiyo appeared in WarSpark as a Simic planeswalker. Still, like, Tamiyo, what happens, like, Tamiyo wanted to just watch the battle, the WarSpark, but she just couldn't just stand there watching. She just had to intervene somehow. Like, and what's weird is that Tamiyo there's never a Tamiyo in a Kamigawa set, which the thing is that Kamigawa never had, Kamigawa sets never had planeswalkers, and Tamiyo is from Kamigawa. She's just a Moonfolk planeswalker. Yeah, but Tamiyo just goes a lot to Innistrad just to observe the mysterious moon well, yeah. Now Tamio helped the Gatewatch to imprison Emrakul on the moon. Yeah. Now to card 5. We've got Temporal Mastery. Temporal Mastery, well, yeah, it's a 7 mana sorcery. Take an extra turn after this one, it's our Temporal Mastery. But when you just miracle Temporal Mastery, and it's a slight. If you manage to cast it for the miracle cost, it's a slightly worse Time Walk, because Time Walk goes to the graveyard after casting. Time Walk is part of the power 9. Like, Time Walk is just 2 mana sorcery, take an extra turn after this one. Yeah. Very good, the Time Walk. Like, it's OP. It's one of the best cards in the game. Like, Ancestral Recall, which I'm not sure how many times have I mentioned it in this podcast. Like, what was the count for Ancestral Recall? Okay, so yeah. And a similar card to Temporal Mastery could be Time Warp / Temporal Manipulation. Because, well, yeah, Time Warp is just a 5 mana sorcery. Target player takes an extra turn after this one. But then Temporal Mastery is just 7 mana. Take an extra turn, exile it, and you can miracle for 2 mana. Very good. And guess what? Temporal Mastery theoretically is actually a cheaper mana than Time Warp. Like, costing half mana less just to exile it. It costs half a mana less than the Temporal Manipulation, because the average mana cost between 7 and 2 is 4.5. So yeah, and Temporal Manipulation / Time Warp are 5 mana. So yeah, Temporal Mastery is actually better than those. Yeah. But you mainly want to cast Temporal Mastery for the miracle cost. And if you're not casting it for a miracle cost, you're just Yanneting it. You go like, what is Yanneting? Well, Yanneting is basically attacking with Yannet and then casting an odd spell for free. Yes. That's called Yanneting. And I know someone who likes to Yannet a lot in Commander. And his name is Yash. Yash likes to Yannet in Commander with some sort of CDH Yannet deck. Yeah. Which always does those combos, casting stuff for free, like Expropriates and Temporal Masteries. Also casting Ulamog, Infant Gyre, Emrakul 13 mana 1. Also using not just that, but also that 11 Void Winnower, yeah, that one. Many stuff that he likes to just Yannet around. Currently, he likes playing Golos, but he always liked to Yannet in Commander. If not Yannet, Narset. Well, actually, just Yash play Narset. I think it was Akiva who played Narset in Commander, but yeah. Well, yeah. Now you know what Yannetting means. To cast an odd spell for free off the top of your library. Now, for card number 4.
RenderForest.com.
We've got Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. Gisela is a 7 mana 5/5 angel with flying and first strike. If a source would deal damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, that source deals double that damage to that player permanent instead. And if a source will deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent half of the damage, rounded up. So yeah. So it can protect you, and makes your opponents hit each other harder. And yeah, Gisela. There's another Gisela as well from Eldritch Moon, which is Gisela the Broken Blade. 4 mana, 4/3 Angel Horror with flying first strike lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you both own and control Gisela the Broken Blade and a creature named Bruna the Fading Light, exile them, then meld them into Brisella, Voice of Nightmares. And yeah, and you could just see they meld into a 9/10, Gisela and Bruna. They meld into a 9/10, but you just find out what it does at the end of this podcast, right next to card number 1 of the set. Yeah, let's head on. Like, Gisela is very good. Like literally, practically, you could say Gisela would be a 10/10 instead of being a 5/5 because of course, Gisela prevents half the damage that will be dealt to your permanents and deals double damage that will be dealt to your opponent's permanent. So Gisela would be a 10/10 in that case. Yeah. And what's good is that Gisela prevents 1 damage, because if it's said rounded down, Gisela does not prevent 1 damage, but like, because odd numbers round up instead of being round down. Yeah. Let's go to card 3. We've got Craterhoof Behemoth. Craterhoof Behemoth is an 8 mana 5/5 beast with haste. When he enters battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. And yeah, he's just the main commander win con, like for green decks. Like, you just get lots of creatures out and then just Craterhoof for a lot of damage. What's better? It gives them trample. What's even better? He has haste. So Craterhoof would just be stomping on anyone and everyone in Commander when you just play him. Yeah. I always wondered, why did they decide to capture Sigarda or Griselbrand or in the Hell Vault when Craterhoof was way too powerful? Like, well, yes, they managed to imprison or to trap Avacyn, but Avacyn was more powerful than Craterhoof. Maybe they couldn't contain too much power in the Hell Vault. Like, maybe there's no space for Craterhoof. Who knows? Could be. I don't know. So yeah, I think Craterhoof was happy he never got trapped in the first place. And yeah. And so yeah, Craterhoof Behemoth 5 mana, 8 mana 5/5 beast with haste. When he enters battlefield, creatures you control get trample and get +X/+X into end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. It kind of could work. Like, it also works a bit similar to Finale of Devastation in Commander as well. Also, Endra's Forerunners, sometimes even if not Endra's Forerunners, was it Decimator of the Provinces? That 10 mana Eldrazi Boar, which had Emerge, and yeah, there's this Eldrazi Boar, which has a similar effect to Craterhoof and Endra's. Maybe even Finale of Devastation. Who knows? Let's get to card 2. Grizzlebrand. Grizzlebrand is a modern / legacy staple. Too bad it's banned in Commander, though. Like, Grizzlebrand was too powerful, it got banned in Commander. Like, Yawgmoth's Bargain. Like, Yawgmoth's Bargain, like, simply, Yawgmoth's Bargain was a 6-mana enchantment, skip your draw step, pay 1 life, draw a card. Grizzlebrand is an 8-mana 7/7 demon with flying lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. So yeah, he had the same effect as Yawgmoth's Bargain, simply in chunks of 7 instead of 1, and rather than skipping your draw step, he was a 7/7 flying lifelink for 8 mana instead of being a 6 mana enchantment. Yeah, Grizzlebrand was very powerful. Grizzlebrand was one of the 5 beings trapped in the Hell Vault, and those 5 beings were Sigarda, Bruna, Gisela, Grizzlebrand, and Avacyn. Not the Craterhoof though. Craterhoof managed to get away safely. Wait, I'm not sure if they even considered trapping Craterhoof in the Hell Vault. I'm not sure though, but yeah, you know, Craterhoof managed to get away safely and free. So yeah, Grizzlebrand is a very powerful card. It's played in those Legacy Reanimator decks, modern Gorios, sometimes even called Borio decks because of Iliarg, which you could just drop something from your hand for free until end of turn when Iliarg attacks. Yeah, it's very good, Grizzlebrand. Since it got banned in Commander, he only sits at number 2 in the list. We've got one final card of the podcast, a very powerful card, and it is
Render Forest.
Avacyn, Angel Hope. And now you know what they meld into. Gisela and Bruna, they meld into Brisela, Voice of Nightmares, which is a 9/10 Eldrazi angel with flying, first strike, vigilance, lifelink, and your opponents can't cast spells with CMC 3 or less. Whoa! How did this ability emerge? Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Avacyn is a 8-mana 8/8 angel with flying, vigilance, and everything you control have indestructible. Well, Avacyn and other permanents you control are indestructible. Basically. Very good. Yeah. It's kind of cool how I once actually Avacyn has played many white commander decks. Sometimes I even managed to cast it off Mind's Dilation or even use Jace's -8 to then cast Avacyn for free from someone else's deck. That was when I was playing Locust God. And yeah, it was very cool. Avacyn is OP. Yeah, like 8-mana 8/8 angel with flying vigilance. Everything you control have indestructible? Wow. There's not enough room to just put the other Avacyns, because later on they made 2 Avacyns. They made Avacyn in M15, then they made a transforming Avacyn in Shadows over Innistrad. Like, there's Avacyn, which was literally a strictly better Serra Angel, which was 5-mana 4/4 flash flying vigilance. When she enters, your other creatures have indestructible until end of turn. Whenever a non-angel creature you control dies, transform Avacyn at the beginning of the next end step, and Avacyn transforms into a 6/5 with flying, and when she flips into that Avacyn, she just deals 3 damage to each opponent and each other creature. Wow. Yeah, that was the Avacyn I managed to pull off from the Shadows of Innistrad prizes, which was 3 years ago. Yeah, I was actually the first one in the Middle East. You know that? Well, now you do. So yeah, it's very good, Avacyn. It's played a lot in Commander. Many white decks always try to use Avacyn. Well, yeah. Type in the... What? Hey. Oh, wait. Just figured out something. That logo doesn't exist. There we go. It's back on, the logo. So yeah. Comment down below which one of these cards did you like the most, and yeah, what's your favorite set out in Innistrad block? And yeah, any recommendations for next podcast? And remember, soon I will be doing an M20 pre-release prizes premiere, so remember to stay tuned to watch that, which will be cool. Also, if you want, you could just try to remember, just like, subscribe, follow, share with friends. Stay tuned to our next video streams and podcasts. And podcasts will be live every Tuesday, so stay tuned to them and watch our videos too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye. Beautiful.